The Lost Wallet. It was a warm Friday afternoon, the kind that made the entire city feel softer and slower. People walked lazily, stopping to enjoy the last hours of sunshine. Mark, a 27-year-old office worker, left his building earlier than usual. The moment he stepped outside, he felt relief seep into his body. No meetings, no deadlines, no phone calls. Just a quiet walk home. He decided to take the long route through the old part of the city. The streets there were lined with small bookstores, bakeries, and tiny cafes with wooden chairs outside. Mark loved this area. It reminded him of the summers he used to spend with his grandparents in a peaceful town far from noise and stress. He moved slowly, enjoying the warm breeze and the sound of distant laughter. After 20 minutes of walking, he felt thirsty and stepped into a small cafe he had never visited before. The sign said, Lemon and Leaf Cafe. Inside, the air smelled of fresh pastries and citrus. He ordered a cold lemonade and reached into his pocket to pay. But his wallet wasn't there. At first, he thought it was stuck somewhere deep. He pushed his fingers further into the pocket, then checked the other one. Nothing. He checked the back pockets. Empty. He opened his backpack, hoping maybe he had tossed it there in the morning. Still nothing. The realization hit him slowly but painfully. His wallet was missing. For a moment, he just stood there, frozen. The barista waited patiently, but Mark barely noticed her.
I'm sorry. I think I lost my wallet.
The barista gave him a sympathetic smile.
It's okay. You can pay next time. Happens to a lot of people.
Mark thanked her and stepped outside, his lemonade forgotten on the counter. His mind was racing. He had definitely used the wallet earlier that day when he bought lunch near the office. So it must have disappeared sometime during his walk. He looked around on the ground outside the cafe. Nothing. He walked back to the street he had just come from. He checked the sidewalk, the edges of the road, the benches, even the trash can, just in case someone had tossed it there. Every few minutes, he stopped to check his pockets again, hoping it would magically appear. But it didn't. Mark walked back the same path he had taken. He tried to remain calm, but inside, worry was growing. The wallet had his ID, his bank cards, a bus pass, and even a picture of his little sister that he always carried with him. He approached an older woman who was feeding pigeons near a fountain.
Excuse me.
Mark said politely.
Have you seen a black leather wallet around here?
The woman looked up at him with kind eyes and shook her head.
No, dear, but you should check the bus stop down there. People often drop things when they rush for the bus.
Mark thanked her and hurried toward the bus stop. The closer he got, the more he hoped he would see the wallet lying somewhere on the ground. But the ground was empty. A tall man in a blue shirt was standing there checking his watch. Mark approached him and quickly explained the situation.
A wallet?
The man repeated.
No, I didn't see anything. But maybe someone brought it to the coffee shop across the street. They always keep lost items.
That sounded promising, and Mark felt a small flame of hope inside. He crossed the street and entered the coffee shop. The place was quiet, with soft music playing in the background.
Hi.
Mark said to the barista at the counter.
I think I lost my wallet. Has anyone brought one here today?
She checked a small wooden box filled with keys, scarves, and a few old phone cases. Then she shook her head.
Sorry, nothing today.
Mark thanked her anyway and stepped outside. He sat down on a bench nearby and let out a long, deep breath. He felt defeated. The sun was slowly setting, painting the sky in orange and pink. People walked by, talking and laughing, living their lives. But Mark sat still, feeling stuck in the moment. He took out his phone to call his bank and block his cards. As he unlocked the screen, he noticed a message request from an unknown number. He opened it without much thought.
Hi, is this Mark Johnson? I think I found something that belongs to you.
Mark's heart jumped. He immediately typed back.
Yes, this is Mark. Did you find a wallet?
A few seconds later, the reply came.
Yes, I found it on a bench in the city park near the fountain. I opened it to see the name on the ID. If you're nearby, you can pick it up.
Mark stood up so quickly he nearly dropped his phone. He ran toward the park, which was about 5 minutes away. His heart was beating fast, not from running, but from hope. When he reached the park, he looked around the fountain. There were families, teenagers taking pictures, a couple walking their dog. And then he saw her, a girl, maybe 16 or 17, standing near a bench with a black wallet in her hands. Mark approached her.
Is that mine?
He asked, breathless. The girl smiled.
Are you Mark? I checked the ID inside. I'm glad I found you.
Mark exhaled sharply, relief flooding through him.
Thank you. You have no idea how much this means to me.
She handed him the wallet. It was still warm from being held in her hands. Mark opened it quickly. Everything was inside. Nothing was missing.
How can I repay you?
He asked sincerely.
You don't need to.
The girl said with a soft smile.
Just do something kind for someone else someday. That's enough.
Mark nodded, touched by her honesty and simplicity. They talked for a few minutes. The girl's name was Alyssa. She had been on her way home from school when she noticed the wallet on the bench. She waited for a while, hoping the owner would return, but when no one came, she decided to look inside for identification. Before leaving, she said,
I'm really glad I could help.
Mark watched her walk away, feeling strangely lighter than he had all afternoon. As he walked home, he thought about the people he had met, the woman feeding pigeons, the serious man at the bus stop, the barista, and finally Alyssa, the stranger who had gone out of her way to help him. Sometimes he realized a small act of kindness from a stranger could change an entire day. He slipped the wallet safely into his pocket and continued walking, this time with a smile on his face,